What is going on, everyone? Shreddawg back here for another Boss Coffee and J-Rock reaction. And as you can see, we are joined once again by a special guest. P&D, how you doing, man?
I'm okay. It's spring is in the air. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what do you have, like 35-degree weather out there for spring?
Yeah, people are dropping their boats in the water, wearing flip-flops, Bermuda shorts. I had to wake up a little early because we got this thing started early. I was sitting on the couch in my pasties and my thong and my fuzzy bunny slippers. So John got me out of bed today.
Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes you got to have a nice young man get you out of bed, right?
No comment. Thanks. That was completely uncalled for. Anyways, this was put together as a collaboration, and I broke my rules. Right. This song comes off of World Domination, right? And I said I wouldn't do anything this new, but after my episode with YouTube, well, the hell with it. So we put this together. I put this together in terms of the video. John and I put this together collectively as a pseudo reaction, I guess. And I'm not going to talk about it at all. We're going to talk about it a little later. You'll understand why when we get there. We're just going to sit and enjoy some music and look at some old photos.
Hey, that sounds great. I think, at least for me, I'm sure everybody else feels the same way. It's just nice to see you creating these works of art. I mean, I don't know what else to call them.
Well, since you know the song, and I'm hoping for a little more commentary on the photos, not like you dissed all my pictures in Unfair Game. So maybe we'll talk about those a little bit. You can pause whenever you want, and don't listen to Dean F. You go back and rewind as many times as you like because it's a good song. You're even allowed to lose your mind at the solo section. And this really is, if you're not familiar with Fate, I refer to it as a stadium anthem, right? That's the type of song that it is. So other than that, I don't have anything else to say unless you have something to add.
I always have something to add. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know.
So first thing, I did just want to say you're playing a very unfair game with your statements about that unfair game video. Just want to throw that out there. How am I supposed to concentrate when you knew that I had never heard that song before? I had explicitly told you that, and yet, you told me several, I don't know, 4 or 5 times that I have to check it out.
Okay. I was just going to say that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, I will say you weren't kidding. That was one hell of a song. And yeah, I think at the end of the video when I was there, I'm like, I'm sorry that I haven't talked about the photos, but I can't even process what's going on in the song. That was an insane song.
Have you watched it again since?
Oh, dude, I had to watch it like 3 times after because I want to see the photos, but it's what I've always said when it comes to doing these like recording stuff like that. It's so hard for me to think on the spot, especially now that I have to not only hear the song and figure out what the hell's going on with some of these complex songs. Now I got to try to focus on the photos. And so for me, the worst part is going back, editing the video because I'll see a photo. I'm like, oh man, I should have pointed that. I should have talked about that or something. It's difficult. It is very difficult. And I
get it.
It makes sense though. These things are created in a way that you can enjoy this more than one time. And that's one of the things that makes it awesome. You get, for me anyways, I get to hear, generally speaking, like a new song I've never heard before. So I'm getting new BAND-MAID, even though it's maybe a 5, 6, 7-year-old song, but I'm happy. It's a new BAND-MAID song for me. And I get to watch it a bunch of times. And each time I watch it, not only am I hearing something new in the music, I'm seeing something new with the images you decide to use. So that is something that's cool.
I get it, but at the same time, you dissed my photos, so I was a little pissed off.
Hey, maybe
not really.
It's just you got to leave the people wanting more, right? Maybe people are like, I need to go back and rewatch that because he didn't mention this photo. Did he see something I didn't see?
Yeah, we could do a little video on Unfair Game and just go through the photos later on at some point in our lives if we want to. That would be one thing. But yeah, no.
You all heard it here first. If that's something you want to see, I mean, let me know in the comment section below.
At this point, like I say though, that's probably one of the more, as you mentioned, it's one of my favorite BAND-MAID songs, and I love the complexity of it, and I love the fact that it doesn't repeat, and I love the fact that every time they make a change, it's interesting, and to me it's more and more interesting every time they make those changes. So,
yeah, I mean, definitely at least for me, one of the reasons I enjoy BAND-MAID so much, their songs do generally keep you guessing. You don't know what they're going to do next, and that song in particular, I mean, okay. I'm just going to personally throw it out there. That solo, I legitimately thought it was over 3 times.
Somebody mentioned in the comments section that that's Konami's longest solo, and I don't doubt it. It goes on for several seconds. You know how she writes solos.
Yeah.
So from my point of view, I mean, she outdid herself on that song. She really did.
She had some fun with that. And the thing that got me too is whenever you're like, okay, the solo's ending, she did something different than what she did in the first part. And then again, and I'm just like, I don't even know. And again, that was on top of Misa going nuts the whole time. So you're dealing with trying to process that.
Well, that's why I used it for her birthday, right? And actually, I have to be honest with you. I was kind of at a loss, and I consulted Gary Holloway, and I said, Gary, what song should I use for Misa's birthday? And he was the one who actually led me to, he says, use Unfair Game. I said, okay, we'll see how that works. And I started on the collage, and you got what you got.
I mean, dude, it was a hell of a song. And I mean, Misa definitely just the whole way through, like Konami had her spot in there. Oh yeah. Misa, the whole song though, just going nuts, man. It was.
That's why I used it. Yep.
Yeah. So
it really is a showcase of her talent. Wait a minute. What song are we here to talk about?
I was going to say, right? I was just going to say that. Enough about that though. Now that we got all the introduction, I mean, let's be real. People, you know, they probably miss you. They want to hear from you. So I think, I mean, I don't know how this all worked out, but it's really cool that I get to always have a chat with you and be on the channel here. Like, I'm just some dude, you know, I'm just hanging out here in California. Like, I was
going to say, yeah, we talked about that. You're the laid back dude from California and I'm the disgruntled old guy from Detroit. So it's a contrast, right?
Yeah, it's just for me, it's funny. Like, I still don't even know how this all happened. Like, it's really cool though. And I hope everybody else enjoys like just these videos. Like, this is for me, like the end game of like for YouTube, right? It's like just making friends, connecting with people. And dude, I mean, it's been a blast just getting to know you and hanging out like this. I haven't really, you know, like I don't even have words, dude.
It's funny you say that. Start the video. You'll understand why I just made that statement.
All right. Well, there you go. We got to get into this. So let me get this Boss Coffee open. You know, that's the rule. You got to get the Boss Coffee.
Yeah, I graduated.
Hey, there you go. But you know, you got to do what you got to do, right? I'm sure I'll be on that in a few years. So we are going to go ahead and get into this. I will have you introduce this song here.
Well, like I say, the song is Fate from World Domination. It's not a very well-known song. Like I said, I broke my rules. This is actually on the official BAND-MAID YouTube channel, but there's no video. It's just the and they've done that in playlists. You can find Unseen World. You can find World Domination, and I think there's one other that's in there. The complete album. All the music is in there, but some of the music, like this song here, has no video to go with it. So we made one.
There you go. I personally listen to those playlists all the time. That's how I'm familiar with this song. For a minute, I was listening to World Domination a lot.
Yeah.
So enough talking though. Let's go ahead and get into this. BAND-MAID Fate P&D photo collage. Let's go. Okay, so I'm trying not to stop it right away, but the timing on your photos, man, that's the perfect. Hey, like I wanted to do that actually at the same time, but I was busy drinking a Boss Coffee, and then I almost spit the Boss Coffee everywhere when I saw that. So
as long as it doesn't come out of your nose, you should be okay.
Oh man, but you know, it's just these photo collages are incredible, and I'm trying very hard to pay attention to the photos. It should be easier because I know this song. I listen to this so much. This is one of the songs that has powered so many of my workouts, you know? Like, so it is a good song. I mean, it's just, for me, I think Psyche's just got so much attitude in this song. I can love
see
it.
with the barbell now going, hey.
Dude, literally. So I'm just going to start it over, and I'm going to try not to interrupt it every 15 seconds, but yeah, it is what it is.
You're allowed to interrupt it all you want.
All right, let's go ahead and get back into this. right, stopping already. It's just, okay, these two photos in particular, back to back. I'm like, all right, so you got Konami doing her thing. I'm like, perfect. Let me stop it because I want to comment on how perfect that is. Then you go to the next one, and right when they're like, it's just, dude, okay. So you actually did this photo collage very, very quickly.
Yep.
I know we chatted about this, and I don't know if you've shared on video before, but a lot of these photo collages you make take a long time to do.
Some of them do, yeah. It depends. Like I say, if they're real close cut timing wise or anything like that, some of them just fall into place. It just depends. It's like anything in life, right? Sometimes you push real hard on something and you really want to get it done, and it's like a chore, right? And it ends up crappy. Other times you go into something and you've got kind of an idea in your head and everything just falls into place. This was one of those that fell into place.
Man, that's just crazy because, yeah, you got this one really quick. And I know you emailed me and you're like, I got some real inspiration here. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, it's done. I'm like, what? That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's the way this one went. So like I say, it was an easy collage to put together, and we'll talk about that in a little while.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's been fun so far. It's a fun song. So I think it's really cool. The photo collage coming together well. The photo's awesome. The song is just fun. I mean, how can you not have fun, right? All right, gonna get back into this here. All right, stopping it again for the 100th time already, dude.
It's not supposed to be comedy.
It's so perfect. Like it's the little, like, I don't know, it's just the thought that goes into your placement of the photos and finding. I know you have an extensive library of photos, but even still, finding the right photo like this, like, it's so good. I don't know.
I do my best.
Yeah, it's
like I say, I was helped along a little on this one, so we'll again talk about that a little toward the end.
All right, cool. Fair enough. Not an unfair game this time.
No, not so far. At least you mentioned my photos.
Yeah, there you go. Right? I mean, it's like it was fate.
Good one. I like that.
Let's go ahead and get back into this because this
11
is just,
on a scale of 1 to 10.
This is just going nowhere. Let me just hit play. Okay, I gotta stop it here because the real ones know the song's about to get crazy. So, okay, it's so hard. There's so many photos that I wanted to stop on there. It's just, again, the photo placement is so good. And since I know this song so well, I can really focus in on the photos, but that's actually it's kind of a bad thing because it's like every photo I want to stop.
We'll talk later.
Okay. All right.
If you'd like, you can even pick out a few photos. So I gave you a couple timestamps, but again, you're the boss, man. It's your show.
Yeah, I got to find those timestamps, huh?
I'll read them to you. I have them in front of me.
Okay, that works. It's teamwork. Teamwork make dream work, baby.
You got it.
Okay, so let's get into this because yeah, the song's about to get wild. All right, so everyone should know the rules around here. We can't just skip over that. We got to hear that again because that is just filthy. Like, God, it's such an interesting solo, actually, too. It really actually is.
It is actually. That's the one I had Wade Potter break down for me, right? That and the riff earlier on in the song.
You know what? That's so funny because now that I think about it, yeah, it's all
dissonant notes. It's not a scale. There's nothing about it that makes any sense at all.
And that's what makes it interesting. But it's so funny because you bring that up again. I didn't even realize that it was you that was the one that recommended him breaking down the song. So, oh God, it's funny.
Well, I have to apologize to Dean F. I didn't mean to to insult him. I was actually just trying to make a joke. It was funny, the commentary in the Unfair Game video, and I think he finally kind of relented and went, "Go do whatever you want."
Yeah, right.
So from that point of view, I thought it was kind of a chuckle. I know a lot of people commented or read that comment from him, and I didn't mean any disrespect by it. I just thought it was funny.
No, I got you, man. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I think a lot of us are just here to have fun, and for me, anyways, to just have fun. Share great music with people, make friends, and honestly, it's just about positivity for me. That's what I want to promote: positivity, the power of music, right? Like, you can't like feel bad. I don't know how people could feel bad when you put on some BAND-MAID. I don't know if it's possible, right? They just
not for me.
Me neither. It makes you so much, like, just so happy. Like, I don't know what they do, how they do it, but they manage to do it, and that's why I love doing this. You know, I get to share a song that with other people like the same music. It just creates positivity and fun, and you make friends with people too. And for me anyways, this closed off world right now, this is a way of kind of opening things up a bit, and it's just a blast. What can I say?
That's how a laid back guy from California and a grumpy dude from Detroit get to be friends.
Yeah, right. There you go. All right, so let's hear that again because yeah, that was filthy. Okay, so I do want to stop right here. I know we actually do have another stop coming up soon, but I just wanted to talk about, because I don't really think I pointed, well, okay, this is my first time talking about this song in particular, but Akane's doing work as always too. I feel like a lot of times I don't point her out, like give her enough credit as well. But dude, what can you say? Like she's always just killing it back there, you know. Every single like lady in this band is just, they're insane.
The combination of her and Misa as the percussion section, I think, is what gives magic to a lot of BAND-MAID songs.
It really does. And I guess a lot of people are more drawn, like they're very drawn to Misa, right? Like she is probably, her bass like in songs is more prominent than probably 99.9% of the bands out there, right? It's just the tone that she captures. It's so good. And so it's so easy to just go straight to her, talk to her and point out her. But Akane's back there just always doing something insane.
She's got that black cloud bass, which definitely puts out a distinctive tone. But as you've noted before, that the Fender Jazz bass that she has, those things weigh about 150 pounds. Really, they're heavy. Go pick one up, right? But nothing sounds like a Fender Jazz bass.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the stuff that she does in the songs really is amplified by the fact that she's using a special bass that puts out a special sound.
Yeah.
And a lot of bass players really like those basses, right? Especially some of the older ones, and I know hers is a bit older.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, I think it's got a lot to do with her. It's got a lot to do with her playing, and it's got a lot to do with the instrument she's chosen.
Hey, I mean that's all part of it, right? It's what you're deciding to play with, how you're setting everything up, because you can do so much when it comes to just messing around with the settings on your amp, your pedal board, things like that. It's what she's been able to create that just, it stands out. You can hear it instantly and know it's her. Like nobody can create the sound that she created. It's really cool. But Akane though, man, she's insane.
You could play a tin can and it wouldn't really matter.
True, man. Just line up 10 of them and you should be able to make something crazy. I just wanted to point that out. I was vibing out hearing the drums. I'm like, you know what? Before I forget, Akane, she's a beast.
She is, absolutely. We really enjoyed the birthday celebration for her as well. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. All right, gotta get back into this one here. All right, so I did mention there was a mandatory pause. Now I actually don't know why. So let me. This is I think going to be a little bit important. So let me see if I can move us a little bit out of the way here, because it sounds like we have something important to talk about. So
well, we will,
I will let you.
It's brief. What's your first thought going through this video? What are you thinking? What springs to mind based on what you just saw in her? Don't worry, you can get it wrong. It's not a problem.
I can't even think straight ever. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know. You tell me.
That's right.
Because now I'm going back and thinking, I'm like, with what I see and heard, I don't know. Should I rewind it again really quick?
No, don't do that. You don't need to do that. Your first thought, really, my first thought, if I'm watching this as a participant as opposed to the creator, is where the hell did all these photos come from, and how come I haven't seen any of them before?
That's fair, but I haven't seen hardly any of these photos that you have. So
true and not true. I mean, a lot of the folks that follow these guys on Facebook and Instagram have seen a lot of the photos that I use in my collages, but I'll see if I can do this without getting too terribly choked up. All of the photos, 95% of them here, all came from Vladimir Chupin's personal archive. So they are all from his photo. Not to say that he took them all, not to say that he's credited with all of them, but most of them are from shows that he went to and photos that he took personally. So from my point of view, like I say, Vladimir's done an awful lot for the BAND-MAID community, and we'll get to that in a minute as well. But the reason that these photos are as rare as they are, and you haven't seen many of them, is because they're on his personal Google Drive. So from that point of view, that's why it was easy for me to put this together. And it came together quickly because I had a limited selection of maybe a couple hundred photos to choose from, and I just slotted them in where they fit best. But like I say, this is all, most of this is live stuff that he's taken. And from Vladimir's perspective, I'll wait till we get to the next slide and I ask you to stop again. But really, like I say, in terms of him sharing this with me, we've chatted a few times. He's a great fellow. And he asked me if I wanted to use these, and I finally went, yeah, I think I'm going to use them. So from that perspective, that's how this video or this photo collage came about. It was all of his photos, and I wanted to save it for a special song, and I guess this is a special enough song to me to go ahead and use them. So let it play on. You'll let it play on, I think, for one frame only, and then pause it again.
Okay. So I do want to say that, yeah, definitely Vladimir, everybody knows, right, of him. He's like total legend. I've never really had the privilege of talking with him per se, but I've seen him on a lot of different media. I know, you pop into streams, things like that. You can see him in the chat section stuff, and yeah, guy's just really cool from what I see. Again, I don't know him on a personal level, but every time I see him interacting with people, he's just generally very positive. Seems like a great guy, and I know he's got a lot of stuff in his private BAND-MAID collection, so that's actually really cool too. Yeah, for him to like let you use these photos. And I mean, thank you for letting me partake in this, I guess, because I guess somehow I'm kind of like getting to enjoy this too. So that is cool. That is cool. All right, so you said play for one more frame here. So let's see what we got here.
That's Gary. Gary was having a drink tonight. Read the ticket.
Gate of the Maid World Tour 2023.
Wembley Arena.
That's funny. Oh my God.
So I said, "Can I use that ticket?" He went, "Yeah, sure, no problem."
Oh my God, dude! The more you look at it too, the more there's there.
Yeah, absolutely. All of this stuff is all little BAND-MAID references.
That's right? So funny.
All right, one more frame again.
Okay, all right. Let me get this going here.
That is our friend Vladimir.
There you go. Thank you.
I'll read you a small excerpt of a conversation that I had with him before I did this video. I said, "Vladimir, I'll be doing a special collage to the song Fate. With your permission, I'd like to finally use some of the photos you shared with me in your drive from BAND-MAID European Tour 2019 and BAND-MAID Melkweg Amsterdam November 16th, 2018, if that's okay." He said, "They all have zero copyright, you know. CC 0 technically. You may consider downloading them to your local storage. It seems Russia's banking system will soon completely be blocked. If I will not be able to pay for Google Drive, they will revert back to the free 10 gigabytes and all those recordings will be deleted." Can you imagine? I can't. That would be terrible. You've got to go out on his Google Drive and see some of the stuff that he's got in terms of video. All I have is photos, okay? If I'll be out of reach, I hope that some maniacs will keep those recordings available one way or another. I said, "We will. This video will be special. You'll get credit for all the photos. Shreddawg and I have done a couple of these now. If there's any message you want me to deliver with these, please let me know. We try to keep them to an hour or less so that people will watch, but you have contributed so much to the community. I'd be happy to do anything I can for you." Then a couple of days later, after I put the video together, I said, "Vladimir, I just finished the video. Is there a way for us maniacs to maintain the payment for your Google Drive? We would send you money or pay for it ourselves or somehow, be able to go in and access your account and keep the payments out, right? When Dog and I do the vid, we'll talk about it and see if we can do a little fundraising. There's too much important material on there for it to just go away." And he responded, he said, "Thanks for the offer. I still don't know if Google will block Russian users soon or not. The problem is not that I don't have money. The problem is that the transactions are all on Russian cards, right? Visa, MasterCard are forbidden. I think the best way is to share all those videos through some cloud accounts, and you can download all those files and make them available through your own account or any way you want." I said, "Okay, we will do it that way then." I knew the issue was not that you didn't have money, but that you may not have the ability to pay. So Vladimir's got some really famous, I guess, if you will, clips. He's got the cymbal kick from the Moratorium recording where Konami kicks, Akane's drum kit, a bunch of other stuff on there that's really iconic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the clips, I'll put them on my Google Drive in a separate folder so people have access to them and they can download them and enjoy them. That's the least I can do. Like I say, after all of the stuff that he's done with his fan cams and everything else, I mean, as you said, he's a legend. So from that point of view, we need to try to keep his material alive. I'll do my best.
Damn, dude. Um, that's a bit of
I
a
didn't mean to
change
leave you
there.
speechless. That was not my intent.
No, man, it's yeah, that's trying trying to kind of keep it together a little bit.
Yep.
The reality of just worldwide situation is
Go on to the last frame of the video, please.
all right.
Again, Gary Holloway. It's not a political statement. It's not a support one side versus the other statement. It's an anti-war statement.
Hey, man, peace and love, man. That's what we need more of, right?
So there you go. That's it. That's the whole video. You may want to go back at some point in your life and watch it again with everything we just talked about in mind. I'm going to relent on putting this up as a solo video, just the raw video, for a few days on my YouTube. Holy cow! On my Facebook, so that this can get out under with the Shreddawg label and everybody can watch our commentary, because I think it's important.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I've had the opportunity to chat with Vladimir. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite moments in life was chatting with him in X Japan, just after the concert that was broadcast in what, May or something like that. There was they did the show, right, and they broadcast that, and we all sat around and watched it, and kind of had a watch party. I missed the first part of it, but when I jumped on, both X Japan and old Mr. B and Vladimir were all on, and we chatted for a while. So Vladimir is a really nice guy. He's very generous, as you can tell by the note I just read.
Yeah.
And from my perspective, people are people. I've traveled all over the world. I've traveled to, I worked in Germany for a while. If you hear stories about Germans, they're hard-headed, they're this, they're that. You know what? They're people. You can sit and talk to them when it's one-to-one. All of that war stuff and government stuff and all the other crap just goes right out the window, right? Two people can get along. And you go, you know what? These people aren't bad. It's the faction of government that makes people pick up weapons and want to kill each other.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, if you want to hate something, if you want to hate someone, then hate the people in government that orchestrate a lot of this shit, right?
Yeah.
Because from my perspective, people are people. Vladimir
I agree.
And if you ever have an opportunity to sit and talk with him, please do. You'll be astounded.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never had the pleasure of speaking with him. I'm very familiar with him. At the end of the day, I'm kind of still just new to the whole, like, I like to call it the BAND-MAID community, right? I've always kind of been just like an outlier in the community. I've watched tons and tons of reaction videos myself, and I've always commented on them on a different YouTube account, of course. And I'm kind of slowly starting to get in touch with more and more people just from doing this, and it's really cool. I hope one day I do have the privilege of talking with them. If there's anything I can do to help out in any way with the Google Drive thing, just anything in general, definitely anybody feel free to reach out to me. I have a Google Drive myself that I pay for. I can download some stuff. I just anything I can do to help, because it's kind of like your videos, right, on YouTube that were taken down. I consider that, at least for me, a virtual museum, and there's so much of that I have not seen yet. And just thinking of the stuff that he's got, right, like that's again a whole separate virtual museum of just BAND-MAID.
And from my perspective, like I say, you are part of the community. You've been part of the community for a long time, and to be truthful, a lot of my videos would have gone away if it weren't for you. So from that perspective, I think it's about everybody supporting everything else. And maybe in the near future here, we'll do a little Vladimir project or something, and I'll pull some of those videos and string some stuff together so we can watch it and preserve some of what he's got out there, right, in terms of a reaction.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff that it would be a shame for it to get lost, right? It's
absolutely.
Just
so now that we've depressed the crap out of everybody, let's talk about
no kidding, man. I'm like, God, I didn't know you were gonna drop this on me. But honestly though, Vladimir,
I mean to melt your brain.
Vladimir though, honestly, like, my heart goes out to you, your family, everything like that. If there's anything that any of us can do, definitely feel free to reach out, let us know. Even if you just need somebody to just talk to, just say, hey, what's going on? Definitely feel free to reach out. I mean, there's so many of us here that would just be honored to talk to you and help you in any way that we can.
Absolutely.
So
it's a sad thing that's going on over there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So we had a conversation on Facebook. This was quite a while ago about the girls touring and how they do it and what they got to do and how they make money and how much it costs to tour. And there's a couple of stories that I'll share. First of all, when the girls tour, they take their instruments, but they only take their instruments. Look at the box under Misa's orange amp. That's a rental company, right? Gates to Hell.
You know, it's funny because, okay, when you're playing this thing through, I was trying to read that. I was getting real close.
Yeah.
My eyes ain't what they used to be.
Equipment, because these are all European shows that Vladimir captured.
Mm-hmm.
All of the equipment, a lot of the boxes and stuff, all come from Gates to Hell. So they're rented. They rent them when they get there, right? They load up their equipment and they cart them around Europe with them. So from that perspective, that's the way that a lot of that works. And a lot of people don't pick up on that. So I thought I would point that out. That's kind of interesting. There was also an episode where they were traveling and Konami lost her green guitar. Oh. And somebody, I'm not sure who, the name wasn't publicized, loaned her his PRS. And that's what she played with on stage.
Wow.
How would you like to be the owner of that guitar?
Yeah, right. I mean, damn, dude. If she ever needs to go out and borrow a PRS, if she ever needs to borrow one, she can just come over to my house. I got one, you know, it's cool. Like, just hit me up. My email's in my YouTube somewhere. Feel free. I got you.
Even if you're just lugging your instruments, things can go wrong.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I'm close to LA. She's going to be here in LA. I got a PRS for you if you need it. It's not as fancy as the one that you play, but
guitars, John, you're going to go to jail and I don't want to see that.
No, happen. I'm trying to give her my guitar. I'm not trying to steal one. I would be honored.
One has to go missing, so you know how that works.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of issues with the shipping right now and, you know, supply chain. True. So it could happen. Just hit me up. Hit me up.
Absolutely.
You're stopping on all the photos that I was trying to read. So this is this is perfect.
So this is a show-worn BAND-MAID playlist. And I can't even tell who it's from or who it's for. But I'm wondering if you can understand any of the text that's on this other than the song names, because I can't. I don't read Japanese.
So here's the funny thing about me learning Japanese, right? I refuse to learn to read Japanese. I don't want to learn to read hiragana, katakana. And so I'm just trying to speak it. And it's funny. I slowly am realizing that I have to learn to read because my textbook, I always go and I was getting like the intros of the textbook that I'm using and everything. I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's in Romaji, right? So it's like it's wrote out in a way that you could like figure it out in English, right? Okay. Well, as I'm getting further into the textbook, they stop using Romaji and everything's going to be in hiragana and katakana. So now I have to go back and I'm trying to relearn hiragana right now. And dude,
I will simply tell you that you can always buy another textbook.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I need to really just focus more on studying. But yeah, so as far as most of this goes, dude, I couldn't even tell you because I was trying to just have all my focus on learning vocabulary words. I want to be able to speak to people. If I can't read it, it's not the big deal, right? Anywhere you go, if there's a menu, you could just tell them like, oh, hey, you know, what do you recommend? Something like that, right? Not a big deal. Well, yeah, everyone always says that you need to learn like to read it. Oh yeah, now I know why. Because a lot of it eventually, even textbooks, things like that. I don't know if there's a textbook that's full Romaji to where you could just learn it. So
I don't know, but in terms of learning languages, there's a cadence, right? And you know, my wife is not a native speaker. Mm-hmm. So from that perspective, writing is first, actually, because you can go back and read the same sentence 3 freaking times and it's the same sentence.
Yeah.
The next thing is proper, whatever it is, if it's English or whatever language you're trying to learn, because that's usually the most easy to study.
Yeah.
The last and the most difficult is going to be the conversational version of any language.
It's so funny because that's what I'm trying to learn and focus on. So I'm doing it completely opposite because I'm like, my brain has limited capacity on what else is allowed in here because I'm always learning new stuff from work. So I'm like, I need to just try to focus on what I want to learn and my goals. And Yeah, apparently I'm doing it ass backwards. So
Yeah. So like my mom always told me, if your nose runs and your feet smell, you're built upside down.
I mean, I
I'll let you
guess.
digest that for a
Yeah, I
while.
guess there you go.
Everywhere on Facebook and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
It's with Akane standing next to the wall of symbols, right? And I'm sure
Right.
you've seen it before. I did not realize until I went into Vladimir's archive that there are other photos that are included in this collage of her in that drum store. So this is pretty cool. You can buy this for 499 euros.
I want the one that she was sitting down at, though.
I was going to say, now, if you can find the set that she actually sat down at and played, I'd take that and put it in my living room.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, who needs a bed in your room, right? Just
get that couch out of here.
We don't need that.
All right, now we'll move into, and again, these are Vladimir's photos, so I don't necessarily have a lot of detail behind them, where they were taken, who took them, but I can shed at least a little insight on it. All right, so this is the logo show, and this is the logo show that was at, it was somewhere in Hamburg, I think. Yep, the logo Hamburg, June 2019. You see the pole on the left-hand side there of Saiki?
Yes, I'm familiar with this because I've seen a lot of the live recordings from this one.
Yeah,
we all have.
And that is known as the sixth member of BAND-MAID. If you ever see that referenced in comments or anything, that pole is the sixth member of BAND-MAID.
It is so true, dude. That thing drove me nuts, and some because they're good recordings too. And I'm like, that damn pole is in the way.
Well, it's not just that. None of the girls, I don't believe, during the show, at least any of the footage that I've seen, ever touched that pole. If I was Konami, I would have banged my guitar into that pole about 5 or 6 times at least.
Bro, dude, you have no idea. I'm always like practicing guitar in the garage, right? And I joined a Zoom call with my guitar sensei, and all the time I'm like slam. I'm just like, dude, I can't even walk straight. I'm always running into walls. Ooh, I don't even know, man. So yeah, I don't know how that's possible. I'm gonna say that's a myth or a legend. I don't know.
First of all, this is Miku, and I had to look up the lyrics before I realized what they were actually saying.
Okay, so this is Miku, yes.
To me, it always sounded like Saiki was singing "Take Me Out," right, instead of "Take Me Up," which is the actual lyric to the song. So I'm looking at Miku here. Look at the look on her face, and then let it play for another frame, because the lyric here is "Take Me Up," but I thought it said "Take Me Out."
Okay.
Take me out to the BAND-MAID show. That's what that series of pictures says to me. So every time it plays by that, I have to laugh my ass off, because that's what I think she's telling me. Take me out to the damn BAND-MAID show. So that's my detail on that. So I'm sorry about the misheard lyric, but it makes me laugh.
No, that's actually really funny. That's to be fair, it's very close, right? Especially like if you're an English speaker. It could go either way. If anybody told me, no, it's actually this, like either way, I'd be like, you could be right.
Yeah. So it comes up a number of times in this particular video. I don't know why I picked this particular frame, but I did. So take Akane's boom mic on the right, follow it down to the bottom, and you'll find Kuma.
Okay.
Kuma's the stuffed bear that they threw up on stage and almost freaked poor Akane out. And Vladimir has the footage from that.
Oh, wow.
So somebody in the audience threw up a stuffed bear, and there's a rather funny sequence where Miku gets the bear and kind of puts it up on her mic stand, and Saiki says, "No, that's my bear." So she grabs it and sticks it over on by the bottom of the mic stand there. And there's several photos in here where you can see Kuma.
Oh my God.
I hope you know that.
That's funny.
But Kuma's in a number of the different photos, and yeah, it's funny. I will post that footage up on my Google Drive here in the next couple of days, so everybody can enjoy it. That and the cymbal kick are probably two of the best known fan cam videos that Vladimir's taken. But I always like to see Kuma in the videos.
Yeah, dude, that's really funny. I actually had no idea.
You'll find it. I'll put it up there so you can enjoy it here shortly.
Cool.
All right. So unless you're a BAND-MAID fan, you go, what the hell is that? Right?
Right.
To me, I think that's one of the coolest pictures in the deck, right? You know it's Miku.
Yes. I'm just looking at the guitar, right? The headstock.
I'm talking about the shoes. I'm talking about the pedal. I'm talking about the attitude of the guitar. You can tell she's not playing, right? So they are warming up, or she's testing out her equipment before a show. and then the wah pedal, right?
Yeah.
So to me, unless you're a BAND-MAID fan, you have no idea what this is. But if you are a BAND-MAID fan, you know exactly what this is.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually, because I know instantly as well.
Yeah. You're looking at it going, why are you showing me this?
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
So, but from my perspective, like I say, showing that to somebody who has no idea what BAND-MAID is hilarious, right? So,
that's true.
We talked about the Gary ticket. We talked about Vladimir, and we talked about the anti-war post. So really, I ran through Vladimir's statement. So we talked about a couple of things. You can pick out a couple of photos we can talk about, or we can move on to the other video that you and I discussed before we started. It's up to you.
Honestly, I think you pretty much you touched on a lot of them that I wanted to, and my brain's kind of a little scrambled right now, so I can't remember if there's even anything else. As always with these things, you got to go back multiple times to take a look. So I think we can maybe save that for another time. What is the next one you wanted to do here?
Well, the other video is an instrumental. It's out on my drive. It was just put up on my drive. Why does it say I'm not signed in? Okay, well, it's Don't Be Long.
Okay, let me see. Let me pull up my drive. Hang on.
And it's not a hugely long video. Anti-onset, because every time I see a reactor on YouTube do onset, I beat on my desk and I go, why aren't you doing Don't Be Long? Because it's just as good, maybe better. Would somebody please review Don't Be Long? It's the B-side to Different.
Hey, guess what? You got, I guess, a YouTuber right here. So we can do this
Not
right now.
you, my friend. I don't think you've done onset either, did you?
So I haven't done onset because I know the song.
Right. You said you know Don't Be Long too, so let's see if you know it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, now I'm a little nervous.
There will be a quiz after the song.
I don't like quizzes. I didn't even study. But hey, what else is new? This is the I don't know what I'm doing show. So
it is. So you're
okay.
Good.
All right.
You can get 0 of 10 correct and you'll still be okay. Anyways, I'm going to let you drive this one because I don't really have any commentary for it. And I don't have any timestamps, but I think it's an interesting song. And the fact that you can't find it anywhere on YouTube just breaks my heart.
Okay, well, perfect. I'm all about preserving the virtual museum. This is going to be BAND-MAID, Don't Be Long. And once again, another photo collage. How lucky are we? Okay, I'm stopping it right when it's getting crazy, but so okay, I'm trying to focus on the photos here, but this is a song. This is another
That's
song where
you on this song, I know.
Yeah, this is a song where you're just like, there's a lot going on, and definitely like songs that come out like just swinging with a bass right away. They're always so unexpected, and man, does that get you intrigued? You're just like, whoa. What's going on here, so I want to say you're right. Exactly. Right from the beginning, you're like, oh, it's funny. I had a video not too long ago. I don't remember which one it was. Oh, it was actually one that was blocked. YouTube's been blocking me lately, man. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's got to be somewhat unfair.
Yeah, it's an unfair game sometimes, but
yes, it is.
But yeah, I was talking in like this other song, and I was like, they always talk about a song needs a hook, right? Starting a song off with basically a bass solo, if that's not a hook, dude, I don't know what it is.
Agreed.
So, and then of course, right, the photos are like, yeah, perfect. Akane, since I never bring her up enough, but dude, she's always killer. I guess, the cool things about the instrumentals too is you're not also focused on Saiku, who's always killing it, or Miko as well with the backing vocals, right? So it's a little bit easier to hone in on the instruments, because when it's all the just everything going on. I have a hard time processing, and it takes multiple listens. So let me go ahead and get this rolling again, because it is about to get really cool. I mean, the whole song's cool. Okay, sorry, I'm stopping already. So that whole section right there that Konami's doing is actually one of my favorite sections, and actually pretty much all their songs that I'm familiar with. It just sounds and flows so good. I just want to throw it out there, because that actually is. And I don't actually listen to the song that much, to be fair. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know.
A lot of the lead that she plays in this song could be interpreted as rhythm as well, right? Because she carries the song when she does.
Yes. And I think that might be one of the reasons it's one of my favorites. But, you know, again, I don't really know much about music or anything. I just know what sounds good and what I like. And that to me is just, it just flows so well. So I think you're probably right. And that's why I like it. I
only know a little bit, but about a lot of things. So I fool people.
I know a little bit about not a lot of things. So, yeah. So we're just going to have to hear at least part of that again, because, hey, you know, it is what it is. Okay, dude, I'm sorry. I have to stop it again. Just this photo right here, after she just destroyed everything, she's just like, yeah, I can do that if I want to at any time, whatever. I couldn't not. I was trying. I was like, I'll just try to remember later. And I'm like, I might forget. I need to just do it.
Yeah, look at Psyche to the left. I think that's your expression as well.
Oh my God. Okay. I didn't even notice Psyche. I legitimately did not even notice Psyche there, but yes, that is exactly my reaction. Actually, now that you mentioned Psyche's there, I think I actually might have just done the same thing, but yeah, that's perfect. That is Konami, that your reaction to Konami in this song, just insane. Oh, and also Akane too. When she does those, like, I don't even know what to call them. They're weird, kind of like almost offbeat, like drum beats, like here and there. Dude, I don't know how she
called them offbeat notes at one time.
I think in one of my videos, I don't even know, but I think I messed up and said off note beats.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe laugh.
It is what it is. But yeah, no. So it's really good. And then her tasteful double kicks just randomly, and it's, dude, she knows what she's doing, man. Back into this one here. All right, yeah. So we gotta talk, because there's the Snoopy. But first, I want to say, no ramen, no life, bro. I couldn't agree more. When I went to Japan, I ate so much ramen, and you know the best thing about Japanese ramen? Not only is it amazing, it is very, very inexpensive compared to getting ramen here. And I'm just like, I can get a whole bowl for like $6, and it's better than anything I've ever had here.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to be eating a lot of ramen when I'm in Japan.
Yeah, there's a big Korean community. Even some of the Americans join in up at U of M.
Mm-hmm.
So for college kids, ramen and bibimbap are the two main things that they eat from a Korean perspective.
All right, well,
Cheap, plentiful, very delicious and good. It fills you up, and that's what you need. It's better than pizza.
oh, you dude, yeah. I mean, I love pizza. Don't get me wrong. That's
Me too.
one of my guilty pleasures. But bro, bowl of ramen, I'm like, yo, dude, it is what it is. Sorry, pizza. So Snoopy, now that we're done with ramen, Snoopy, because you mentioned this to me before, and I was like, I know Snoopy's very popular in Japan, actually.
Up to the left, Snoopy Museum, Tokyo.
Wild.
Yeah. Like I say, they've got a cafe. I've featured several photos of her either outside or inside the museum before, but this is probably one of the better ones that I have that shows you everything, right? So
I wonder where in Tokyo that is, because I've been to Tokyo. Did not know this thing was a thing.
It's a thing. There's the thing right there.
There's the thing. Where's somebody from Japan, if you're familiar, where at in Tokyo is? I mean, I could look it up myself, but it's more fun to talk to somebody who knows.
Where's Mammy?
Yeah, because that'd actually be kind of cool to go to, you know? It's the next time I go to Japan, actually, I plan on going there for about a month. So I'm going to go to as much of Japan as possible, but I'm probably going to be working out there, I don't know, for a week or two or something. I haven't decided yet. And so I'll be local to Tokyo for a while. And I'm like, it's kind of something to do, check out. And be like, yeah, I went to the Snoopy Museum, you know, just because, you know, the real ones know why, you know.
You got it.
All right,
I'm a BAND-MAID fan. That's why I went to the Snoopy Museum.
Exactly, right. I went to the Snoopy Museum because I love BAND-MAID. It's like, what? You wouldn't understand.
I think that's all soy sauce and everything taped to the bottom of her cymbals.
That's funny. Yeah, that was the next one I wanted to talk about. So I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, there you go. I can't figure out if it's seaweed or soy sauce. It's one or the other.
I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know, because that's actually really funny. All right, let's get back into this. Okay, so I hate to interrupt this beautiful part of this song, because this part of the song is beautiful, right?
Bastard.
But nah, dude, we cannot just skip over that filth. That was just, that was just absolute filth. And she's over here like, yeah, right.
I can't figure out if Miku is taking her order or giving her an interview.
You know, I was thinking the same thing too. Where was this at? It's so funny. It was so funny. She's like,
you like the cheeseburger with fries?
Right. I was thinking of that same thing. I was like, okay, is she trying to figure out ways to just make the song even more badass? Is she taking an order? Like what exactly is going on here, you know? But Akane definitely is hard at thought. So she's thinking about something. It's very important, whatever it is. So it's probably food.
Probably a question about double kicks or beats per minute. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Right?
Or it could be like, how many bowls of soba noodles do you want?
Go.
Could be.
A lot of things.
All right. So let's go ahead and get back into that and not pause it this time, because that is, okay, the most beautiful part of the song, for sure. When it just slows down and you got Misa just driving it, dude, man, let's get back into this. right, all right, all right, all right. So we gotta rewind a lot of that. So the thing that I find fascinating with that bass solo is it's such a smooth sound, but yet the bass has so much distortion to it. And I'm like, why is something with that much distortion? Why does it sound so smooth and just flow so well? Because it's like if you had a guitar solo, right? You're usually going to have a lot of times something with more of a clean kind of sound, right? This is super heavy on the distortion, but it works so well. And I can't wrap my brain around why.
Because it's a lot of Misa alone. There isn't a lot of other stuff going on, so you're focused in on the bass, even though it's distorted. It's all you hear, right?
Yeah.
So you tend to your brain tends to be drawn to that, and that's really what you end up focusing on. The playing and the notes are beautiful, if you ask me.
It is, exactly. And it's great. And then of course Akane is just like, I know that you were just talking about that you don't talk about me enough, so let me just give you a little something over here, just let you know I am here, I'm doing my thing.
We definitely gave you a shot of Akane there, and photos as well.
Yeah, exactly. The photo's great too. So we're gonna listen to all that again, because there's just so much to that. Like that whole section is like, you got just Misa going off, right? And then you got Konami, as if she didn't already destroy your face before. She's like, hey, wait, did you forget about me though? And then Akane's like, all right, final boss time. Don't forget about me over here, Great. And then, I also want to mention too, Miku had some of those slides going on up there earlier. You hear it, right? Dude, she is just improving just so much as a guitarist, and it's super cool to see her get more and more capable with the guitar as well, because it frees up Konami to do so much more insane stuff, because Miku can hold it down and then some. She's just, dude, I guess when you're
in there just because of that reason, right? She deserves some of the...
Exactly. And I guess it's one of those things, right? When you're being taught by somebody like Konami, who has such incredible knowledge of a guitar, she can make that guitar talk to you. To have a teacher like that, bro, I mean, what can you expect, right? You couldn't expect anything less from Miku. So back into this here.
She's been a good study too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sorry, Psyche, you can sing next time. I guess Konami and Misa were busy doing the singing with their instruments, so happens.
Got it,
dude. Hell of a song though, for sure. Definitely anti-onset.
Yeah, which would you rather listen to during the break? I know Onset, and it's a great song, but I think I'd rather listen to that.
Onset is a great song, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's awesome, but this song is just killer. Bro, Onset is probably one of the first instrumentals for sure that I could listen to where I'm like, you don't need vocals, the song sings to you. This song, bro, this is
my problem is I've heard it a million times, right? So it's
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But this song is they took what they did from Onset, right? And they learned from it.
Yep.
And it's Onset evolved. So it's just this is a hell of a song, dude. What else can be said? So that's really cool. That is actually
not much. We had 2 great BAND-MAID songs today and lots of cool photos. I don't know what else we can do.
I don't know, dude. We'll have to figure out something else. Let us know in the comment section below what you guys want to see next. we got to get P&D out here more. It's always a great time. Always fun hanging out, chatting, man. It's just a good time. And you always got something new to share too. Photos, songs, things like that. It's always fun. Always fun.
Well, like I say, I think the next project on the deck, it might take a while to put together, will be some Vladimir Chupin videos kind of strung together. Kind of the way I do a photo collage, but not a photo collage.
Hey, you know, that's cool. I look forward to it. Definitely. That sounds like an awesome project. Anytime that he's involved in any way, you know, it's something special. So I think everyone's in for a treat. We'll just have to sit back and wait for that.
And in Klupo style, I guess I'll say peace and love to the people of Europe, Ukraine, Russia, everywhere else in the world, right? Let's sit around the table and talk things out, patch up our differences, not fight with each other.
I agree, man. There's too much suffering in the world, and we just need more good music, more peace, more love. And nobody said it better than Miku. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it here. Any other last words here?
No, you didn't pause at all. You've got a lot of editing to do.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a big file. This thing's going to probably lock up my system, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out.
All right. Look forward to seeing it. This should be fun.
That's going to do it for this one, everyone. I hope you all be safe. Take care. Rock on. And we will talk to you again real soon. Chamata.